Hello, my name is Raymond Garchevsky, and I am a living Christ. The message I have for you today is living Christ calls for a spiritual revolution. Let me begin by saying that life on earth in a civilized world is hell. It is all designed to be so, as it arises from the satanic thought of civilized men, satanic minions of hell, all. Mankind is purposely placed on earth to undergo the spiritual challenge of transcending the satanic intellect and returning to one's rightful place as a child of God. As God is truth, infinite wisdom, it is mankind's quest to face the petty illusions of man-made religions and government, and transcend them. The present presidential campaign is just another one in a series of satanic shams. It is all an illusion, based on civilized man's predilection for passive identification with imaginary leaders who possess extraordinary traits not found or imagined in the voters themselves. Let there not be another illusion until the people are in charge. The people, converted into believing that they are fictional persons, subjects of the corporation, have been kept as spiritual children through storytelling. They have been emasculated as men and reduced to self-doubting human resources, slaves. Their only self-imagined purpose is to support the system with their hard-earned labor and dutifully obey their leaders or be punished by them. This is all done through their own consent of those who have willingly sold their souls to assuage the pain of their own self-imagined incompetency. Well, try this one on for size, if you will. Government produces nothing. You, each of you, are the producers with your own life's blood, your sweat, your tears, as you are being devoured by tyrants in suits and ties, who not only decide how your money is to be spent, but indeed overspend your money to create a collapse that brings down your own way of life and reduces you to the point of destitution. Make no mistake about it. In this country, it is going to collapse. However, it depends greatly on who does the collapsing. The government, servants, or you, the people, who are the real government. If the victor is government, the system will shift over to a one-world government. Only that institution which will produce universal slavery. If the people, however, if you, the flesh and blood, sentient, natural man and woman, who are the creators of government, the fictional government, bring it down For after all, what you have created, you can uncreate. You will have the power to reshape your lives and the systems of servants who will serve you, the people, their master. Do not allow yourselves to be divided, brother against brother, family against family, country against country, man against man. Understand the power that you hold in your own hands via the money, the symbol of energy that you have allowed to be taken away from you coercively, to be spent on wars, widespread killing, crime, and systems that have proven over and over to increase the expense of millions of life. Stop supporting your own self-destruction. That is clear, that is simple. The system does not work. Change it. Bring it to an end peacefully, without rancor, without hatred. Just pull the plug of endless monies being spent down the drain on foreign country welfare, while our own level of destitution grows with each passing day. Bring the troops home. We are not the world's policemen. We ought not to be. We ought to be living peacefully here in our own country and help if we can others, but not be coerced to do so. Dissolve the foreign military bases. Use that money for the starving, the homeless here in America. The sovereign people are the producers. Let their money decide what is to come of this once prominent nation. Let we ourselves put ourselves back to work. Let us recreate the manufacturing base that we once had in this world, but lost it to corporate greed. Do it in the peaceful way, the Christ way, the loving way. Boycott, boycott, boycott. Remove your support for wars and foreign government subsidization with your hard-earned money. Spend it where you want to spend it. You were not meant to be slaves. You are the masters of your own life. You have made yourselves such slaves by your own misguided satanic conditioning. Who you truly are sovereigns, children of God, holistic in mind, spirit, and body. You are co-creators of your own lives. Why have you given that up? Pull plug. The money you are so concerned about is imaginary, and the property of those who control the banking industry, the system which has enslaved you to your imaginary currency. Will there be a disruption if you, the people, pull down the system rather than the corporate and government leaders? Yes. But the truth will finally be seen by all as to whom the creators of the government truly are. You are the creators of the quality of your life. You have always been, but you have been made to forget that. If you think that these comments Arise from the consciousness of a mad man. Think again about who is really mad and do something about it. You might want to ask yourselves, why is this living Christ America's best kept secret? Why has government not destroyed this Christ after 20 years of failed campaigns? Why is this Christ not sitting in prison like Ed and Elaine Brown, an elderly couple who stood up to expose the IRS and were sacrificed as a political lesson to keep the munchkins in line? Why has the print, the TV, the radio media kept the existence of this living Christ a national secret? They have the power to destroy illusions. Why don't they focus on this living Christ, on the truth of this living Christ, and see if they can destroy that? They have set their satanic minions upon this living Christ for the last 20 years and have failed. So now they maintain their muteness behind a stone wall of silence as their disinformation campaign has reduced their agents to declaring that this living Christ is dead and is being impersonated by a Russian agent. Yet, you, the public, do not pick up on such inanity. There are millions of people who are falsely imprisoned because of the satanic color of law, crimes which are not crimes at all, but merely the result of the average man's own consensual capitulation to the courts via their own contractual assent. Such is the nature of ignorance which accompanies the slave-minded people. I am speaking of you, each of you. When you come to understand that you have been misled all your life, you have been living a lie, and you believe it to be truth, you are the government. The fictional government is based in the thoughts of the collective mass of people, such as yourself. It is an illusion. And what you have created, you can uncreate. That is the point of my messages and brought to you on the internet for these last 20 years. You have largely ignored them in favor of going along with the flow, to go along, to get along. But don't you understand, don't you see the kind of world that you have created for yourselves? It's time we change that. Screw the presidential campaign. They are not your leaders. You are your own leaders. Get that through your mind, and we can begin fashioning a world of peace, a world of love, a world of cooperation. That is my message to you.